4 communication styles. There are 4 communication styles, and none of these communication styles is inferior or superior to the other. Therefore, let me begin with the first one. The first one is a direct communication style. When it comes to communicating, the direct communicator, like the word says, is just direct. They don't know how to sugarcoat. Now, direct communicators, traditionally, by virtue of the fact that they speak what is in their mind, sometimes people don't like them. One of the challenges for direct communicators is listening. They're not very good at listening. Let's talk about the next communication style. The next communication style is a systematic communicator. They're big on logic. It has to make sense. Systematic communicators are so big on logic, but they fail to make emotional connections. Communicating and good communicators are not just about passing logical messages. To connect, you must be able to touch our heads and do what? Connect with our hearts, connect with our emotions. So systematic communicators struggle with that. That one is the spirited communicator. Now, if you're talking to a spirited person and you ask them, hey, why are you late? They'll tell you, I'm not late, but let me even tell you, I left the house at 6 in the morning to come for this thing. But on the way, by the way, do you know what was happening in Kitengela today? They can tell you stories. By the time they get to the point, you're no longer angry with them. They're big storytellers. They're good storytellers. And they thrive. They're able to generate excitement in people. Interestingly, spirited communicators become leaders. But there's a challenge with spirited communicators. They tell stories, they give us big picture things, but they're not detail-oriented. Considerate communicators thrive very well in certain environments, in certain careers. Now, the challenge with hiding your feelings and not expressing your feelings is, what happens? Do you find sometimes people just explode? Have you seen people like that? Everyone thinks you're a doormat. They are able to take advantage of you. Do you know people like that? Because they don't talk even in a group setup. You ask questions, but they have something to say. Well, considerate people's default mode is to try and maintain the peace at all times. If you're a considerate communicator, you need to be able to learn to express yourself. You need to be able to work deliberately to not just keep quiet when you think there's something you need to say. Learn to say it. Once you understand what your style is, once you understand what your strengths are, you can play up to your strengths. And once you understand what your weaknesses are, what do? When you know what your weaknesses are, what do? You try to work on them. You try to improve on them. But then, communication, remember we said it's not just public speaking, it's also interpersonal. Once you have this information, once you know that you're a systematic communicator, then when you meet a direct communicator, you know how to interact with them. Okay? So that is how it works. It helps you to know how to interact with somebody possessing a different communication style. And the reason why I emphasized on the nonverbal attributes of being able to find out what the other person's communication style is because there are times that you will not have the chance to listen to them before you make a judgment on what their communication style is. You need to be able to walk into a room, an office, and based on what you see, the pictures you see, the order within which the setup is, the way they shake your hand, before they even speak, you need to know and say, maybe that's a direct communicator, and if I'm going to communicate with them, then this is how. I need to get straight to the point. Don't waste time. Direct people don't like you to talk about the weather. They want you to get straight to the point, but you meet a considerate person and you don't ask them about how was your family. What happens? They think, what an inconsiderate, what a horrible person this one is. And you might not get what you wanted in that interaction, just based on what? Just that.